My friend, before we begin today's message, I want you to take a deep breath, in and out, because what we're about to talk about is important, very important, and it may even save someone's life. Maybe yours, maybe someone you love, a parent, a spouse, a neighbor, a friend who never tells others when something feels wrong. Today, we're talking about something doctors often call the quiet thief of the brain, the silent stroke. A stroke that doesn't scream, doesn't warn, doesn't knock you down instantly like the dramatic strokes you see in movies. No, a silent stroke is gentle, quiet, and almost invisible. It whispers, and that whisper is easy to ignore. But doctors now know, ignoring those whispers can cost years of memory, years of clarity, years of independence, years of life. So today, with compassion, with care, with deep respect for your health and your years, I want to gently hold your hand through the forbidden signs of a silent stroke, the signs most seniors miss, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll understand your body better than ever before. You'll feel stronger, more confident, more aware, more protected, because knowledge is a shield. And today, I want to give you that shield. So sit back, relax, let your shoulders soften, and let's begin this journey together. Section 1. What is a silent stroke? Before the signs, I want to tell you a short story. There was a man named Rahim. He was 68, healthy, active, loved gardening, drank his tea exactly at 6 a.m. every day. But over the months, something changed. He started forgetting tiny things. He felt a little off balance sometimes. He laughed it off, but stacking Hogai. Maybe I'm just tired. But inside his brain, something else had happened. A tiny blood vessel had blocked, just for a moment. Long enough to damage a small part of the brain, not enough to cause collapse, but enough to affect his memory and balance. A silent stroke. His family didn't know. He didn't know until years later, when symptoms got worse. That's why today matters, because catching the signs early gives you time, control, protection, peace. Now let's enter the first hidden sign. Sign number 1, sudden change in balance and walking. My friend, I want you to imagine something. You stand up from a chair, start walking, and suddenly, your steps feel a little strange, a little uneven. Maybe you sway to one side. Maybe your foot drags a little. Maybe you feel like the ground is slightly tilted. Most seniors tell themselves, it's just age. It's just weakness. It's just dizziness. But doctors warn, small, sudden changes in balance are one of the earliest and most missed signs of a silent stroke. Why balance changes happen? A silent stroke can damage the tiny brain areas that control movement, nerves that coordinate your steps, signals between your feet and your brain. Because the stroke is small, the body tries to adapt, so the signs come disguised as subtle wobbling, feeling off for a few seconds, difficulty walking straight, needing to hold onto walls or furniture, a sudden feeling of heaviness in one leg, a single moment where your body tilts. Nothing dramatic, just a whisper, just a gentle nudge that something is not right. The emotional truth many seniors hide. Many elders stay silent because they don't want to worry their children. They don't want to appear weak. They don't want to lose independence. But my friend, let me tell you gently and from the heart, noticing this sign does not mean losing independence. It means protecting it. The earlier you act, the more control you keep, the stronger your future becomes. What to do if you notice this sign? Doctors suggest sit down immediately when balance feels off. Check if one leg feels heavier or slow. Note the time the symptoms start. To pay attention if the imbalance repeats. Stay hydrated. Avoid sudden standing. Contact the doctor if the imbalance appears more than once. You deserve to walk with confidence, with strength, with stability. And today, awareness is your first step toward that strength. SIGN number 2. Unexplained memory gaps or confusion. Oh, let's gently move to the second hidden sign. Slow, comforting voice. Have you ever found yourself searching for a word that you normally use every day, or entered a room and forgot why, or suddenly mixed up dates, names, or daily routines? Some forgetfulness is normal with age, but doctors warn, a sudden increase in confusion or memory gaps may mean a silent stroke has affected the brain's memory center. The switch-off moment. Doctors describe a silent stroke like this. It's as if a tiny part of the brain suddenly switches off, quietly, without pain. This can cause forgetting recent conversations, difficulty processing simple information, trouble following instructions, misplacing items more often, feeling mentally foggy, losing track of time. Trouble finding familiar routes. It's subtle, but powerful, and often, families only notice after months when memory declines much more. A gentle example: a grandma in her 70s began calling her grandchildren by the wrong names, something she never did before. Her family thought it was just aging, but later, a scan showed she had experienced 3 silent strokes, each one small, each one quiet, each one leaving a tiny mark on her memory. Why seniors often ignore these signs? Because they don't want anyone to worry. They usually say, "I'm just tired. It will get better. It happens to everyone." But my friend, let me tell you something true and loving. Your memories are treasures. You deserve to protect them with everything you have. Recognizing this sign early and getting checked can slow down memory loss or even prevent a future major stroke. What doctors recommend: keep a notebook of new memory lapse track when confusion appears. Morning, evening, inform a family member. Get a basic neurological checkup. Get blood pressure and cholesterol check. It stay mentally active and keep hydration high. Sleep 7 to 8 hours daily. Remember, awareness isn't fear. Awareness is strength. SIGN number 3. Brief vision disturbances. Your eyes are your windows to the world. But sometimes the problem isn't the eyes, it's the brain behind them. A silent stroke can cause sudden, short changes in vision, like blurriness in one eye, double vision, a dark shadow passing briefly, feeling like lights dimmed for a moment, difficulty focusing, losing part of your vision for a few seconds. Many seniors assume it's just aging eyesight, but doctors warn otherwise. Vision that changes suddenly, even for seconds, is a strong sign of a silent stroke. This happens because the brain's vision center temporarily loses blood supply. The change may last 10 seconds, or 30, or a minute, but those few seconds are a warning, a whisper, a gentle tap on the shoulder from your body saying, "Please, notice me. I'll continue this sign." And then the final sign, number 4, in part 2. Absolutely, here's part 2. Continuation of sign number 3, brief vision disturbances. Let me take your hand again as we continue. When vision suddenly becomes blurry, or one eye darkens for a few seconds, or you see double, or the world looks tilted, most people blink a few times and move on. They say, "It's just dryness. It's because I got up too quickly. It must be fatigue." But doctors say, even a 5-second blackout or blur can be caused by a silent stroke, especially in adults over 60. Why? Because your eyes are not just eyes. They are connected to more than 30% of your brain. So if even a tiny area of the brain isn't getting enough blood, your vision reacts instantly. Types of vision changes linked to silent stroke: blurry vision in one side only, double vision, sudden difficulty reading, a curtain-like shadow, light flashes, loss of depth perception, trouble focusing on faces or text, vision that dims then returns. These moments are short, just like the stroke itself, and because they disappear, people ignore them. But my friend, let me tell you gently, eyes don't lie. When they change suddenly, the brain is calling for help. What doctors recommend for vision? Warnings: set immediate telecheck if one eye is worse. Note the duration. Avoid rubbing the eyes. Call a doctor if it happens more than once. Keep blood pressure checked regularly. Maintain hydration. Red is smoking. If you smoke, control diabetes. Your vision deserves protection. Your brain deserves attention. And your future deserves clarity. SIGN number for sudden changes in personality, mood, or behavior. No. Let's talk about the 4th hidden sign, one that surprises many people. Sometimes, a silent stroke doesn't change your body. It changes you. Doctors explain that when a silent stroke affects certain areas of the brain, even tiny ones, it can shift your emotions, your reactions, or your personality. Subtle changes many seniors overlook: losing interest in hobbies, becoming unusually quiet, feeling irritated over small things, sudden sadness without reason, trouble staying patient, feeling disconnected, low motivation, not enjoying activities you once loved, becoming socially withdrawn. These changes are not just age. They are not weakness. They are not something to hide or feel guilty about. Often, they are neurological signals. Tiny switches in the brain misfiring because of a silent stroke. A gentle story. A woman named Meher, age 72, always loved talking. She laughed easily, cooked for her entire family, and filled every room with warmth. But one winter, her children noticed she became quiet, detached, easily frustrated. She didn't laugh like she used to. She didn't want to sit outside in the sun anymore. Months later, a scan showed she had experienced multiple tiny silent strokes over the years. each one affecting mood and emotional centers. Her family didn't ignore her change anymore. They helped her, supported her, and she began to feel like herself again. What doctors suggest: monitor any sudden mood change. Sleep. A log talk to a family member. Seek a neurological check of maintenance sleep. Hygiene to keep vitamin B12 and D levels. Check light physical activity practice. Mindful breathing. Your emotions are valid. Your changes are not weakness. Your feelings deserve compassion from others and from yourself. Why silent strokes happen. A simple explanation for seniors. Know that we've covered all for science. Let's gently understand why silent strokes happen. Doctors say silent strokes often occur due to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, irregular heartbeat, thickened blood, blocked small vessels, smoking, stress, poor sleep, dehydration, slow circulation. Silent strokes are tiny, but repeated silent strokes can lead to memory problems, walking issues, changes, dementia, strokes. And this is why early awareness is a gift, a blessing, a protection for your future. How to prevent silent strokes. Dr. Back simple steps. Warm mentor like tone. My friend, prevention does not need to be complicated. In fact, doctors say the most protective habits are beautifully simple. 1. Drink water throughout the diet. Dry body means thicker blood, making strokes more likely. 2. Keep blood pressure checked. High BP is the #1 cause of silent strokes. 3. Walk 20 to 30 minutes daily. It improves circulation and keeps vessels open. 4. Eat brain-protecting foods. Love oil, fish, nuts, berries, vegetables. 5. Reduce salt. Even a small reduction lowers stroke risk dramatically. 6. Manage stress gently. Deep breathing, soft music, nature sounds, quiet time, prayer, meditation. 7. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Sleep heals damaged brain tissue. 8. Keep diabetes controlled. High sugar silently damages brain vessels. 9. Avoid smoking. It narrows vessels more than any other habit. 10. Listen to your body. Your body whispers before it screams, and those whispers save lives. A heart-to-heart message. Me friend, I want to speak to you from my heart. You have lived decades. You have loved, lost, learned, grown. You have survived storms. You have carried families. You have held pain, joy, responsibility, dreams. Your life has value. Your health has meaning. Your presence matters. Silent strokes are quiet, but you are not alone. You are strong. You are capable. And today, you are more informed, more aware, and more protected than before. If even one sign from today's message feels familiar, please don't ignore it. Talk to a doctor. Speak to your family. Let someone help you. Asking for help is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is courage. It is self-respect. And you deserve the longest, healthiest, happiest years possible. Final takeaway: the 4 hidden signs: sudden imbalance or difficulty walking, unexpected memory gaps or confusion, brief vision changes, sudden shifts in mood or personality. Signs may be small, but your life is big. Your story is important. Your future is precious. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking care of yourself. And remember, you are not alone. I am right here with you, guiding you, supporting you, walking beside you.